Today we're at Almscliff, one of the jewels in the Yorkshire Gritstone crown. Almscliff is one of the most popular crags around, not least because it's got a little bit of everything. There's grades from easy through to hard, and from low ball through to high. In addition to this, it's really quick drying because of its position sat up on top of the hillside. And as a result of this, it gets all the wind and breeze going. On the flip side, it does get all the elements going, but the fact that it's got multiple aspects to it mean that there's usually some dry rock you can find here, even on the most marginal of days. But like all gritstone, never climb on it whilst wet. Today we're going to do a circuit of the cliff, sampling some of the crag's classics. Right, work it. Work it. Oh God. No. Oh yeah, that's not a hold.
No, it's not a hold at all.
It's going to be a bit tricky. That crimp is crimpy.
There is a lesson to be learned here, you know, which is we've looked at 2 guidebooks that have all got totally different grades. Basically, rule of thumb is don't always trust the guidebook.
Other thing to learn as well is that give font 6As the respect that they're due, because they're not actually all that easy.
There he is.
Well, I'm both physically and psychologically warm now, and I'm ready for the day ahead. Top tip: 1, use all the holds available. It makes it easier.
Oh! Almost came off that hold.
If your mates make the problem look easier, are they really even your mates? To anyone short, I owe you an apology. That was absolute criminal lanking. Oh no, that's even worse than me.
Very sorry.
So we're just stood underneath Matterhorn Arete, which is one of the crag's classics. I last did it a few years ago, and I really wanted to do it again today. But whilst the rock on the actual arete is dry, if you look underneath on where it's overhanging, it's all condensed. It's absolutely sopping wet. So this isn't going to happen today. This is something that can happen just after periods of extreme temperature rises. So gritstone, whilst dry, is a really tough and robust rock, but whilst wet, it softens, it's porous rock. And it has this hard exterior, but actually underneath it can be quite soft. And you can see some edges on this already that have broken away. Now, so far, this face hasn't got any wind and it hasn't seen any sun. It may dry off later today, but it's definitely not worth doing. It's worth avoiding at all costs, I'd say, whilst it's in this condition.
I thought you were going almost to the top.
I'm not going to the top.
Oh, that's...
Tim, you are doing the feet on variant here, aren't you? Hope people weren't watching this expecting a beta video. There's a good undercut there. Do you need it, Tim, just where your hand is? No, he's not. He's just desperation stabbing sideways. Here he is. That is...
Oh!
How are the arms?
Pretty pumped. Do the traverses just waste your go? Do you feel because they're not up problems, they're not worthy?
So Almscliff is gritstone, but it's quite different gritstone to the gritstone you get down in, say, the Peak District, but also differs from the Yorkshire stuff as well. It tends to be at the edgier end of the spectrum and can be really rough on the fingertips. I know this circuit really well, he said.
He's just like 15 years out of date.
Yeah, like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
Come on, Timbo. That's it. Come on. My boy.
Normally grit's about like slopers and movement, and this is basically about grabbing some tiny edges and pulling really hard. Wish I could pull a bit harder though, make life a bit easier.
So this is Pebble Wall. It's a glorious problem, so named because it involves pulling on pebbles. But it's really cheeky, really technical to get to them. And I've done it before. Well, actually, I've done it, I think, twice. And the first time I found it really easy. And the second time I found it almost impossible. I don't think I can move from here, Tim.
Oh, you look great.
I looked fantastic, but...
So good.
Right, back on terra firma. No, okay, right. Plan, don't use pebble, use crimp. Right hand up. That's it. That's it.
Oh, that was fully gritty, that time.
No, that wasn't quite right. This is what I remember.
Yeah.
Fail, learn things, send your mate up, they fail, then learn, then unlearn as you try and make up new sequences and go backwards, and then sometimes get to the top. Top tip, if you're getting desperate, leave behind your chalk bag to save not that much weight. when you do it, it just feels so easy. Rob Greenwood's training tips. Don't train, just leave your chalk bag behind. You can get there. That's it. You can match in beside it. Go on. Maybe not, but you know, it could be. Do you want it to be it? There you go, that bit's good. Toppity toppity top top. So highballing is very much part of modern bouldering. People have a lot more pads now than they used to. As a result, the Almscliff circuit has sort of extended beyond its original circuit to something now that used to almost be considered a route. Now the upshot of this is there's a lot more to do. The downside of this is that, as with all highballs, you've got to take real caution and care, both whilst you're climbing and also whilst you're setting up. So we're underneath Bancroft's roof, which has a nice flat landing. It comes in at 6B+. In a way, the grade belies the difficulty, because at this height, as you'll see from the way we're climbing, you know, it's pretty precarious high up. You know, you've got a heel in, you're on crimps and slopers and you're rocking up. You've got to climb with as much control as you possibly can and make sure that your spotters are fully engaged. Whoop. Woo. Nice one, Tim. That's it. Now go big, up and left. Bigger, bigger. Next one up. That's it. It's good. I'm watching Tim. Who? Woo! What am I doing?
Knee! Come on, that's it. Which one? That's it.
Can he do it? Can he? That was bad. I did a lot of things wrong there. Whoa! What? You're right. No. There. I don't feel good. Somebody please take me home.
That's 110% effort right there, is that?
Oh, I feel sick. Oh no! So Almscliff is arguably the gateway to the rest of Yorkshire. I think it's impossible not to have a good day here, especially if you've never been before. It was the first crag I visited within the area, and it is the perfect place to start because there is just so much. There's also so much within a half-hour drive of here as well. If you get here and the car parking's full, driving on is not a problem because there's so much available within such a short distance.